over the years there have been quite a few Lego games, and I mean a few, and I've played them all, and I'm sure you've played a majority of them too. Whether it's good or a little bit disappointing, or you could just simply put it as bad. And then there's those that are just ooh, they're good. Don't ask me, I don't know what that voice were, but it's now time to look at the top 10 best Lego games by far, and this mainly is my list and my opinion. I have ranked all the Lego games, but I got lots of poll feedback off people, and I judged it off other people's opinions, but this list, well, it's purely my opinion. Anyway, let's cue the music. So, hello there guys, I'm RuggedEagle and I do lots of Lego content on my channel, so if you do like what you see, feel free to subscribe and go to drop a like. I do highly recommend, though it is up to you. Anyway, let's get into my top 10.
So it begins.
So number 10 is going to surprise quite a few of you, and it nearly did not make the list, and yes, these are in a particular order. So number 1 on the list is my all-time favourite Lego game, and coming in at number 10 is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. So this one has probably surprised quite a few of you. Now, The Complete Saga is still a prime example of the pinnacle of Lego games. It's after all the great foundation of what Lego games are built off. Now, there are a few flaws to the game, but it is overall still great, and the biggest flaws to me are the vehicle missions, going back especially now. Gunship Cavalry, that is not fun. I mean, dragging them bombs, oh, it's horrible, it's the dark memories. And I know a lot of people complain about the pod racing. I actually quite like the pod racing. I even enjoy it more when it starts to time you. I think it gets really tense. You can call me mental, but I quite enjoy the pod racing. And I think that's why the Complete Saga is so good, because of the level design. It's got really solid level design. However, I do think it is a little bit 50-50. I think there are them really fantastic levels, and then there are them ones that aren't so good, and you kind of feel like it's a chore to play through them. But nonetheless, the Complete Saga, you can really see how their level design has shaped the future for Lego games. Now, the Cantina is pretty much our childhood home. The Cantina was really homely, and I just think it's great. The Cantina, it's simplistic. It's not as amazing as the open worlds we have now, but it does the job, even still to this day. Now, one of the reasons why the Complete Saga is so low on my top 10, but still in the top 10, it's the combat for me. Especially playing all the new recent Lego games, the combat just keeps getting better and better. I mean, in Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, we'll actually be aiming down sights. There's light attacks, heavy attacks, and the Complete Saga, the combat is a little bit slow paced for me. When you're swinging with a lightsaber, it's so slow. I mean, that's just me being a little bit nitpicky, and I'm sure every single person here has actually played the Complete Saga, so you'll understand why it has to be in the top 10. Though it nearly did not make mine, it just made it in, and it is worthy of top 10. It's not number 1 for me. It may be a number 1 for quite a lot of people, but let's move on to number 9. Well, coming in at number 9, let me just say, welcome to Jurassic Park. So, Lego Jurassic World, when it was first announced, I thought, one obscure IP to turn into a Lego game, but guess what? It 100% worked. Now, Lego Jurassic World was an absolute breath of fresh air. It was something different. It wasn't based off superheroes such as the Lego Batman games and the Lego Marvel games, or sci-fi such as the Lego Star Wars games. It was something different and very laid back. Now, I ain't saying getting chased down by an Indominus Rex and a T-Rex is laid back. I'm just saying it has a different approach to the level design, very similar to Lego Indy 1. Because in Lego Indiana Jones 1, you have the action there. Yes, it is there, but most of the missions you're adventuring around solving puzzles. And in Lego Jurassic World, they kinda have the same approach. Most of the missions you're stealthing around the raptors, you're investigating. And yes, there are the odd levels where you're getting chased down. Well, there's quite a few chasing levels, which is still really fun. But it just has that different approach compared to the Lego Marvel games and the Batman games. Now, it's not like in Lego Jurassic World you're just using the characters to full-on fight the T-Rexes. You're not doing that. A lot of the levels are full-on stealth, such as the level in Jurassic Park. Now this is one of the most iconic scenes in Jurassic Park, and how they did it in the Lego game, I absolutely love it. You're sneaking around the worktops and the camera's moving really well. It's just like a playable cutscene. It's fantastic. Now, LEGO Jurassic World really expanded on the chase scenes in LEGO games. They started off in LEGO Indy 1, they also in LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. But in LEGO Jurassic World, I really do enjoy the little chase scene segments. My favourite being from Jurassic Park The Lost World, when you're getting chased down by a T-Rex in San Diego. It looks wicked. Now, the characters in LEGO Jurassic World, they're not the greatest. I mean, they're just people. It's not like they've got superpowers. Now, I do think they did a great job at capturing the actors within the characters, such as Jeff Goldblum's character. They captured his acting great. And finally, the playable dinosaurs. That is the pinnacle of the game right there, and that's why it has to make the list. I think TT Games smashed it out the park with this one. A really unique IP, and they did a great job. Now, coming in at number 8 is a LEGO game that is all over the place. It's absolute madness and quite a lot of money, and that is LEGO Dimensions. So, LEGO Dimensions, the main biggest thing about Dimensions is obviously the characters. I mean, that is what you're paying for. I mean, when it got revealed, it was literally mad. You've got all these characters like Batman, Gandalf, Doctor Who meeting each other. You've got Sonic, you've got the A-Team, you've got Knight Rider, you've got Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts. I could go on and on. Now, Dimensions was great for the characters, do not get me wrong. The level design was a little bit iffy here and there. I really did enjoy a lot of the levels because it were blending all the franchises together, but I really do not like the puzzles in Dimensions. You got to keep taking your characters off the portal, placing them in different positions. It gets pretty annoying. And to be fair, that is the only complaint I have about the game. But LEGO Dimensions, I mean, come on, it's literally the biggest LEGO game of all time with all the characters and franchises in one LEGO game. It did cost quite a lot of money though, but I loved how it was filled with Easter eggs and references. And if you're one of them people who love to get 100%, well, have fun with LEGO Dimensions. You've got to get about 1,000+ gold bricks. So, you know, you go do that and I'll wait here. So yeah, that's why LEGO Dimensions has to make my top 10. I had so much fun with this game when I was younger. I remember when my mate used to come round to my house and we used to play couch co-op on the battle arena. It was so much fun battling with all these different characters from different franchises. So LEGO Dimensions, you have to make the top 10. So from here on out, from number 7 are all my favourite LEGO games. It was really hard to put them in order from here on, but I eventually did it. And coming in at number 7 is LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest here with you. I'm not a massive fan of LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 to 7, but 1 to 4, and this ain't because of nostalgia, because I played both around the same time, because it only came out a year later, Years 5 to 7, but Years 1 to 4, it's just so much better. Let me explain why. Now, that's not me per saying Years 5 to 7 is bad, it's still a fantastic LEGO game, but Years 1 to 4, it's just got something charming about it, mainly because the first 4 Harry Potter movies are pretty charming, except from The Prisoner of Azkaban. That's pretty dark, but nonetheless. I really liked what they did with the boss battles in LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. There was quite a lot of build up to them, even though some of them were really simplistic and some of the easiest boss battles, they are very memorable, such as the Professor Quirrell boss fight, the Basilisk. And they really did change up how puzzles were tackled in a LEGO game, with Harry Potter being based on obviously spells and magic. The puzzles revolved around using different spells. Beforehand we had the LEGO Batman games, the LEGO Indy and LEGO Star Wars games, but LEGO Harry Potter was different because of using spells. And it just gave us a new fresh feeling on a LEGO game, and it drastically changed up how the puzzles were tackled in the game. And I really dig how when you're working your way through the years, you unlock new spells, and it just gives you something to play for to unlock all the spells. And like I said, from here on out, I don't really have any grudges against these LEGO games. Exploring Hogwarts, this was kind of like the first open world, kind of not. It was just like the best hub world at the time before we got LEGO Batman 2, in my opinion. Anyway, talking about LEGO Batman, coming in next at number 6 is LEGO Batman 1, the video game. Now, LEGO Batman 1 is always under the shadow of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. I know a lot of people have nostalgia for LEGO Batman 1, but LEGO Batman 1 improved on so many mechanics that The Complete Saga laid down as foundations. And even then, as a bonus, LEGO Batman 1 did improve on the vehicle missions. I don't think the vehicle missions are nowhere near as bad in LEGO Batman 1, except from Flight of the Bat. Ooh, that's bad. Now, Lego Batman 1 didn't per se follow a particular story, it mainly paid homage to lots of different Batman films, mainly the Tim Burton films and the early Batman 90s films such as Batman Forever. And I just really like how Lego Batman 1 tackled the story, and not only do you get to play as the hero's perspective, you also can play from the villain's perspective and do all the villain missions, and the game has a grand total of 30 levels. And it just gets even better when you're playing through the levels. You have that amazing Batman soundtrack just blasting in the background from the Tim Burton films. Ooh. Yeah, Lego Batman 1 is super solid. Even the Batcave, it's a basic hub world, and same goes for Arkham Asylum, but I still really enjoy it. I remember when I ranked all the open worlds, this was actually one of the highest hub worlds on the list because I think they nailed the look of the Batcave, and same with the Arkham Asylum. However though, coming into the top 5, and it was really tied between Lego Batman 1 and Lego Batman 2 at number 5, I just had to put Lego Batman 2 above because Lego Batman 2 in retrospective is a hell of a lot better. So Lego Batman 2, everything you loved about Lego Batman 1 has been massively improved on. They did change from mumbles to voice lines, you prefer whichever you prefer. Personally, I don't really mind. And the open world of Gotham is absolutely picturesque. That is a word, I think. But nevertheless, it's based off Tim Burton's Gotham. However, I do have one problem. Superman's flying mechanics are a bit outdated now. They're a little bit sloppy, especially compared to the newer games. But still, flying around Gotham, it's a win. And Lego Batman 2 also had its own unique story with the voice lines, mainly to incorporate voice lines into Lego games, so they did their own unique story and it worked really well. The game had 15 levels, but Ace Chemicals, that was a long level. But I really did love Lego Batman 2's level. I especially love the one in Arkham Asylum, the Scarecrow boss battle. That is great. Now looking back, I really do think 2012 and 2013 were the peak for Lego games. That were when TT Games were absolutely on fire. They nailed it, the balance between level design, character rosters, the story, and I'll get to the other games later. But Lego Batman 2, still wicked to this day. If you want to go back and play it, I definitely recommend. So landing in at number 4, coming just outside my top 3, is a Lego Star Wars game. And that has to go to Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. So I've had many people ask me what is my favourite Lego Star Wars game, and it's Lego Star Wars 3 by a mile, and I literally mean by a mile. I really do prefer this. I'm not a massive fan of the Force Awakens Lego game. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, it's made my top 10, it is still great, but Lego Star Wars 3, oh, this is a spicy game. So Lego Star Wars 3 really does include quite a lot of co-op features outside of the main campaign. You can play the Galactic Conquest where you and your mate are trying to battle against each other, and I really do like the big ground battles in the story. Now Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars is based off the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars TV show alongside the Clone Wars film, and I really like the story. You can choose which path you want to work through, General Grievous's missions, Asajj Ventress, or Dooku's missions. So basically what they did, they chose a few episodes from season 1 and season 2 and they just turned them into levels, and they're really fun and engaging because they're just quick snappy levels and it just feels like you're playing through an episode in the TV show. I mean, one of my all-time favourite levels is in this Lego game, and that is Grievous Intrigue. Such a fun level, the interiors that they built for the Separatist dreadnoughts, and that's one thing I really love about the Clone Wars, is all the interiors for the different vessels. And the hub world in Lego Star Wars 3 is the best hub world by far. When I ranked all the hub worlds and open worlds in Lego games, I put Lego Star Wars 3 as the best hub world. And like I stated in that video, I absolutely love how you feel like you're in this constant battle between the Republic and the Separatists. And not to forget, Lego Star Wars 3 has one of the most saddest moments in any Lego game. So yeah, Lego Star Wars 3, like I said, it's a spicy Lego game. Anyway, let's move on to the final 3. So coming in at number 3 is Lego DC Supervillains. So Lego DC Supervillains really shocked me when it came out because I thought it would just be your average Lego game, but It is not. So the game has its own unique story, and the story is just okay. It's got some great voice actors. It's got Mark Hamill as the Joker, who is Luke Skywalker, and it's got Kevin Conroy as Batman too. And the one thing I absolutely adore about LEGO DC Supervillains is the characters. All of the characters are literally unique. They do not copy and paste any movesets across. Every single character is done really, really well. And I do think this is the best LEGO DC game today. I think it tops LEGO Batman 2. I know LEGO Batman 2 is the nostalgia, but seriously, if you have not played DC Supervillains, you need to play it to understand where I'm coming from. The open world is done super great too. I love Gotham City, how it's always raining, the neon lights. And same goes to Metropolis, and you can actually enter a lot of interiors in DC Supervillains, and I really like how when you can enter interiors in open worlds, it just adds more life to the city. And just in case you did not know, you can actually get a police chase in LEGO DC Supervillains, and the boss battles, well, the boss battles are really well done too. At number 2 of my list, just behind my favourite all-time LEGO game, is LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1, that released in 2013. Now, LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1 did a really good job because it is literally just LEGO Batman 2 with Marvel characters, and they topped off a few extra features and polished up a few more aspects of the game. And LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1 is actually the best-selling LEGO game to date. Now, when I was younger, every single person I knew pretty much played LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1 or had it, because obviously it's the best-selling LEGO game and it sold the most copies. And I'm sure you know where I'm coming from, because most likely you've played LEGO Marvel 1. Now, LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1 was great because it wasn't really based off the MCU films. LEGO Avengers was more based off the MCU. LEGO Marvel 1 was just based off the comics and all the characters we love. We got the X-Men mixing with the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. It was just overall great for Marvel fans. And obviously it had a great open world of New York. It was bright and vibrant and great to explore around and unlock the characters as you progress through the game. So I'm sure you've played LEGO Marvel 1, and that's why it's at number 2, I'm sure you can understand. Anyway, coming in at number 1 out of my top 10, my all-time favourite LEGO game by far is LEGO Lord of the Rings.
What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box?
This literally is one LEGO game to rule them all. From the massive ground battle levels, such as the battle at Helm's Deep, that level looks phenomenal. When all the orcs are flooding in, you've got to stop them climbing up the big walls at Helm's Deep. Even thinking about it makes me want to play it. The level design in LEGO Lord of the Rings is the best level design out of every single LEGO game. You've got stealthy missions, you've got action-packed massive ground battle levels, you've also got really well done co-op missions. For a prime example, the level where you're in Osgiliath, you've got to switch between Faramir to shoot targets to help escort Frodo and Sam and Gollum to avoid the Witch King. It's a great co-op level. And another thing I really love about LEGO Lord of the Rings, you haven't just got the characters, you can also craft lots and lots of weapons and armor using the Mithril bricks. It's a really neat feature that was only present in the LEGO Middle-earth games. Now, I don't want to ramble on too much because I will be making an entire video on LEGO Lord of the Rings and why it is the best LEGO game. I'm going to go really in depth, and that has been my top 10 best LEGO games by far. Anyway, just before you go, if you did go to enjoy, please go to drop a like and show some support. And if you are new around here, feel free to subscribe, it is up to you. I do lots of LEGO content like this. You can check out at the end of the video my playlist. I have lots of other LEGO videos just like this one. So I'll leave you to it and enjoy your week, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Adios.